Mic check. Let me.
Nothing there? Yeah.
No, we'll just check it right now. I'm gonna see if I get any audio for this.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Beauts, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Beauts, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Beauts, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast. When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
.300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Beauts, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media. 300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie.
300 Level Media is a locally owned.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Beauts, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production
Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. This is a test. We're currently at halftime. 2:18 remaining here in the first half. 28-14 is our score in favor of Olean.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home. I love being home.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Welcome back, everyone, to Western New York Athletics live here on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm Jacob Fike. Alongside me is Sean Brusso. We're live here at Depew High School. We finally have our audio back on. We thank you guys so far for tuning into this broadcast. Had some technical difficulties earlier in the broadcast, but right now we're back now. We're live, and this has been a very, very good game so far here at Depew. Olean up top, 28-14.
Yeah, so far, and a lot to recap, obviously, here. It's been a kind of a back-and-forth game, but Olean's done a pretty good job of settling in and making some big plays, too. So I've been very impressed with the speed of Olean, and they've done a pretty good job moving the ball through the air. Rayleigh Silvis, junior quarterback, 5'11", 160 pounds. He's got an arm on him, and he's been able to find a couple of Olean receivers for some big plays to get into the Depew, deep into the Depew secondary there. Depew, on the other hand, they kind of live off their ground and pound game, and they have one of the better running backs in the area in Christian Pagano. However, they haven't been able to sustain that run game a little bit. So the Olean defense has been pretty stout right now. We'll see what adjustments that Coach Dorinzo has in store for the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned about Rayleigh Silvis, their junior quarterback. His first two passes to start off this game both ended up in touchdowns. He had a 67-yarder to his teammate Jason Brooks and then one to Jason Capella. And after that, he's been very consistent from there, making some good passes. And like you said about Pagano, he's been their main target for running the football, and it hasn't been his strong suit so far. Last week in their victory for Depew, he had 144 yards on the ground, also caught two passes for 34 yards. And like you mentioned, Olean's made some good adjustments throughout this game to make sure Pagano stays in check.
And they try to find different ways creatively to get him the ball. They're going to put him back in the Wildcat. They're going to use him in the eye. And we'll look him out into the backfield in the passing game, too. So the elements here are starting to pick up a little bit out here in chilly Depew, New York here, as the rain is starting to kind of pick up a little bit here on the field level. So we'll see if that'll be a hindrance in the passing game at all. I will tell you what, though, what I would like to see Depew do is go back a little bit more to their spread game. All right, and try to get Olean to kind of widen out a little bit, force their safeties into two high shells, and maybe sneak Pagano in there in the Wildcat, and you can probably get some favorable matchups in the running game and be able to get north and south against them because they're going to have to figure out something to be able to drive the ball here if the rain's going. And again, two-score game, so by no means is Depew out of this whatsoever. They're a very talented team, 2-0, the record very indicative, beating a very good Albion team earlier in the season. So we'll see what they're going to come out with here. And, Depew does have themselves a pretty good little quarterback, too, and that's Chris Peters. He's only a junior, but very consistent, very heady kid, plays within himself, doesn't try to do too much. He does have an interception earlier in the first half if you saw, but it was on a 3rd down and long, and he was kind of chucking up and hoping for the best case scenario, which in sorts turns into a longer punt.
Depew coming in this game 2-0 overall. Olean 1-1. Wildcats currently down 28-14. Got about 13 seconds left. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the start of the second half. This is Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Beauts, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage.
All right, welcome back, everyone. And the kickoff is currently underway for the second half. That ball's bobbled down and diving right down at the 31-yard line. Olean holding on to it, and their offense will come out.
They've done a very nice job in the first half, and I think their coaching staff has done a very good job under the direction of head coach Phil Vecchio. He does call the defense, so he's not the offensive play caller, but his staff, they've done a very nice job of moving the football and kind of setting things up, and they've kind of made some timely plays and passes when they've needed them. So,
yeah, it's been a nice mixed matchup of pass and run plays. Pantuzzo being their leader so far, having just a little under 30 yards for 7 yards a carry. Right now we got shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the right of Silvas. He takes a snap, 3-step drop, chucking it downfield. This pass is caught. Tight window. It doesn't matter for Rayleigh Silvas. He catches it. Jason Capella with the big catch, and they're already in Depew territory.
yeah, you can see that Olean, they wanted to kind of get the dagger and momentum to start the second half. And a very great throw. And you see that Silvas has done a very nice job of threading the needle on some just very impressive passes. And the speed of those Olean receivers to get vertical was very good. That's the 3rd deep pass he's completed to a 3rd different receiver. So you're seeing the depth of this Olean team. Now they're going to move into a formation into the boundary here.
He's got Silvas has 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Here's a snap. Try to look to his left. He's going to keep it for a draw play. Trying to cut right up through the middle. Almost getting the first down. They will credit him. Looks like they'll give him 9 yards. 2nd and 1 coming up.
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about a little bit earlier with like Depew possibly, is when you spread them out, you're going to get more favorable numbers in the box. And when you went 3 guys or trips into the boundary, the short side of the field, it kind of gave you a lot of running space, a lot of grass to the field, and they just ran a simple little quarterback counter. They had everybody blocked up hat on hat, and they were able to get +1 in the run game.
And a lot of it has to do with Silvas' passing. He's done a good job spreading the ball around. They see this formation, and they feel like Silvas will throw. This time he'll give it to his running back, Pantuzzo, and they will be stopped right at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 1.
So here you go. Now you got yourselves into 3rd and 1, and now Depew, they're going to have to dig in a little bit deep. So we will see what they come out with here. Again, this is the time where Depew needs to dig their heels in deep. Olean, they're going to have 2 cracks at this first down. The ball on the 25-yard line.
Got running back, fullback set. Here's now the play. Trying to jumble his way in towards the first down marker, and he was once again stopped.
He's going to be short, so try to go underneath center, which is something that Olean traditionally hasn't done very much. But Depew doing their job to dig deep, so looks like Depew's going to bring in their big guys up front into their short yardage package.
That was Aiden Neno. They're technically in the fullback spot. Him and Nick Pantuzzo have had a nice mix of carries. 4th and 1, ball at the 25-yard line. Depew down by 2 scores. They stop him right here. This will gain him some momentum. A bunch towards the left side. Pantuzzo in the backfield takes a snap. He gets the carry, and he is stopped.
He's short.
He is short by a yard. Depew's defensive stand comes alive, and they take the ball.
And it looked like that was Pagano who was in there, and I believe it was Nick Walden as well. But again, resilient play from the Depew defense, and now that's going to give them the opportunity to come out here offensively. We'll see what they are going to do. Offensive coordinator Joe Pagano, father of running back Christian Pagano, and they're going to come out in the I formation here. First down and 10.
And Peters got two receivers, one to his right, one to his left. Here's a snap over to Pagano to the right side. The blocking helps him gain some yards. Looks like a gain of 6 or 7 on the play.
Well, a game of momentum, and again, Olean tried to strike first, and they tried to go vertical on the first play of the half and did a really good job of establishing it. But Depew, you get a little bit more wind in their sails with that stop. Hey, we're not out of this thing yet. And then you get 7 yards on first down, keep the ball moving north.
So Pagano will get 7 yards on the carry. Peters back underneath center. And they get Olean jumping. Easy 5 yards, and they'll progress forward for a first down.
Well, it looked like Olean was going to bring a blitz off the edge there. And that's the one thing that Phil Vecchio, again, always had a very good defensive mind. He is in his 5th season as the head coach of the Olean Huskies, longtime defensive coordinator under longtime head coach Mike Kane before that, and has always run a very aggressive attacking style defense out of a 4-3 look. So they've had a good amount of success in the last couple of seasons, and they got him to get a little too aggressive on that play there.
Under center is Peters. They'll stick with the same formation the previous couple plays. Pagano juking to his right. Getting taken down, 9-yard play by Pagano. Great blocking by Depew, and nice job for Pagano finding the holes to get some big yards.
Yep, and that was Logan Schwartz there, the senior offensive lineman, getting good penetration downfield. So very nice job. And again, this Depew offensive line, they're a very seasoned group. They're a very experienced group. Matt Russo, a senior in there as well. Zachary Thomas. These guys, they have played a lot of snaps for Depew in the last couple of years.
Pagano will get credit for 8 yards. Here's now a play to the fullback. And gaining, it's like 4 yards, 5 yards, doesn't matter. Couple plays setting up 2 first downs for Depew as they keep moving forward.
And it was Ethan Westfield, the 195-pound senior fullback. And again, this is what Depew needed. They needed to just get settled down, get the ball north, start to establish something. But the offensive line has done a really good job of taking over on this drive early on. Still got half a field to go, though.
Got to write the midfield marker. They'll stay with the same formation. Olean almost jumped there, but here's now the give to Pagano. He cuts right up the middle. And once again, Depew keeps punching Olean right in the mouth towards the middle as those couple of plays, and Olean's had a hard time stopping him.
Yeah, and it's just inside ISO. And Olean's trying to bring pressure off the edge, and they brought 6 guys on their last pressure there. And you know, the best answer to that is if you can hit that ISO play up in there fast enough, which they did, that edge pressure is obsolete, and they're not going to get there. So we'll see how Olean's going to have to adjust. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe take a timeout here to settle things down as we move along on this drive.
They're going to once again stay with that same formation. They fake the give to Westfield. Pagano moves forward and has more than enough for the first down.
Absolutely hit him with a little inside counter. And an Olean player down, shaken up here, but it looks like all is well. But another first down for the Wildcats, moving the ball 13 yards on their last 2 plays. And Depew putting together a nice little drive to begin the half. Clock is ticking, 6:30 to go here in the third quarter.
And they keep the same formation, 1 receiver to the left and right of Peters. The give now to Westfield. He fakes the pitch to Pagano. Westfield drives right by and will credit at least 5 or 6 yards on that first down carry.
Hey, listen, I'm an old triple option ball coach, and if you're going to get 4 or 5 yards of carry with the fullback, maybe even a little bit more, that's going to make me happy all night. So now they're not exactly running the triple option, but same principle. You're able to get the fullback going, and if you can get him moving the ball, and you know your offensive line's doing a pretty good job up front.
Yeah, they're very aggressive. They're all coming up.
Now the snap. Pagano cutting through. Looked like it was initially a fumble. I believe he lost it.
Fumbled the ball.
And it's recovered by Olean. So believe seven or 8 plays if they kept going right towards the middle, and this time Pagano just couldn't hold it on in time. He's coughed up the ball, and Olean will take it over in their own territory.
And that's tough. I mean, you put together a great drive, you keep moving down and put together about 60 yards going, and then, lose the ball. So now your defense has to respond. And we'll see who's guy that is going to rally the troops here. Guy in the Depew defense that's been having a nice game for them has been Carson Alberti, number 3. Junior linebacker has been kind of all over the field and making some big plays for them. And we'll see who's the next guy that's going to make the play for them as Olean's going to come out in a spread look.
Trips.
They got trips to the right for Silvis. He's got one receiver to his left. The snap, draw play, cutting to the left side, and looked like he got tripped up and had to dive to gain some positive yards. Looks like he's a little bit slow to try to get up. And he's staying down, only gaining at least a yard or two, and now we're going to get an injury timeout. 5:30 remaining in the third quarter. Olean up 28-14.
Yeah, so this would be critical here, and it looks like it's just hopefully a cramping issue for the junior quarterback.
So with that, we'll actually take a break from the action. You're listening to Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
And welcome back, everyone, to Western New York Athletics live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Silvis had to be taken out for a play. Looked like he had a cramp issue, and we got a new quarterback now in the shotgun formation for Olean. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. They go with another draw play. They cut to the right side, back up the middle, and being tackled down by a couple Depew defenders to set up a 3rd and short situation.
Yeah, so all you're seeing here, again, it's just a numbers game. So you have 5 guys on the offensive line and a running back in the backfield. You spread everybody, cleared everything out. All right, now you have your running back as a lead blocker, so that's 6 blocking 6. Your quarterback plus 1. Who's going to be that 7th fitter on the Depew defense? And that's kind of what they're picking at right now, and just kind of, spreading them and just gashing them up front.
So Caleb Ramadan was grabbing the play. He's initially the receiver on offense. Another draw play right up the middle. 1st down and more for Nick Pantuzzo. He'll get tackled at their own 45-yard line, but more than enough for a 1st down.
So, and again, it's very simple. It's just a direct snap, and you're kind of just running a little bit of a zone lead play and just getting hat-on-hat football and getting the ball into the hands of an athlete and letting them go north and south.
So Rayleigh Silvis will now check back into the game. And they'll still stay in the shotgun formation. He's got initially 3 receivers now to his right, 1 to his left, and we got a flag on the play.
Trying to see what it might be a delay of game penalty here.
We'll see it from the head official. Not going to be a false start on the offense.
Well, it looked like there was a little bit of confusion from Olean trying to get the play in, and they were not exactly, I think, settled on what they were going to do formationally. And that can lead to some issues. Now they're here, they go back into their trips look.
Here's the snap. He'll try to roll to his right. Back over to his left, sees an opening. Tries to cut right through, scrambling. And he'll be tackled down. And they initially ruled it a fumble. Olean saying they have it.
and I think they will retain possession.
Yep, they will keep possession. And I'll bring up second down.
So again, now the Depew defense having to settle in, and who's going to be the guy that makes that play? It looked like Seth Ostremba was in there on the last one. So now this is where you're starting to kind of get into that, you know, how's Olean going to attack you? Second down and 12, you might be thinking it's a pass situation, but if you're having those numbers inside in the box, they might run the ball up in there again.
So we'll stay with a similar formation. Silvas has 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Has running back right next to him. Snap. He stays in the pass block. Screen play, and it's now caught. They move to the right side of the 45. Jukes one defender, and he's tackled down right at the midfield marker.
Yeah, they just cleared the 3 receivers out and dumped it to the running back out of the backfield, and that was Aiden Neno, 195-pound senior running back and linebacker. Primarily in there has been in there as a blocking back, but dumping the ball out there to the flat. So giving yourself a third and manageable here, and you're kind of at that cusp of 4-down territory in high school football.
That was big yardage. Nice little fake to give Neno open space to set him up for a 2-down situation. 3rd and 5. 2:20 remaining here in the third quarter. 2 receivers to the left and right of Silvas. Has Neno right next to him. Snap. Looks to his left. Short pass. It's caught. And he has it for the first down.
You see, I don't really like that spot, though, because the receiver made a genuine move backwards to try to gain more ground forward. I thought that they could have marked him about a yard short.
It looked like that was either Jamison Pittman or Jason Brooks on the play that made that catch.
And it will bring up a first down. So, in any event, Olean doing what they need to do to be able to put themselves in position here. Now, again, you really are in 4-down territory, so you can be a little bit more liberal with your play calling. We'll see when they're going to dial up another shot with, some of those receivers. They've had some success trying to hit the deep ball today.
Yeah, they showed you tight bunch before.
Tight bunch to the right. Toss play. Shimmying over the right side. Try to cut up the middle and lose a couple of yards. Pantuzzo there on the carry.
So a great job in the defensive pursuit from Depew. Capitano did a good job at coming up and setting the edge from the quarter position, and Christian Pagano came down to clean it up and made the tackle. So backing him up now, it's going to be a 2nd down and 13. And you kind of get those, first down's a great opportunity to kind of play around with some things. You don't want to go backwards necessarily, but you also are in 4-down territory. So you do get a little extra time, and it does switch the math a little bit in your play calling about how many yards do I need to get and, what do we need to kind of average out here. So
and that's exactly what they're doing. They're killing some clock. Clock's winding down, 50 seconds remaining in the third.
Seemed like we had so many fireworks in the first half, and then here it's kind of been moving along quite quickly.
Snap. Faking it, countering it over. Looked like it's to Neno, and he's immediately swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage, right at the midfield marker. 3-yard loss. Set up a big 3rd down and 15.
Yeah, and a great job. That was Zach Thomas and Otremba again, from the defensive line and linebacker. They just tried to run a little inside counter play, a misdirection off of the jet motion, just to grab the eyes of the defense. Depew, very disciplined, doing a good job of staying home, and did a really good job of forcing the play, and I believe that is going to take us to the end of the third quarter.
They definitely will, and Depew's been phenomenal on defense. If their offenses, commit that turnover, you could possibly have a 1-score game here ending towards the end of the third.
Absolutely, and again, now you're in a situation Depew needs to get a stop because that clock is only going to move a little bit quicker, and now you're in that 4th quarter, and you're down 2 scores.
So thank you guys so far for tuning into our broadcast live here on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm Jacob Fike. Alongside me is Sean Brusso. We'll take a break, and we come back. We'll have the start of the 4th quarter.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Beauts, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
I love being home.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price.
We welcome back everyone to Western New York Athletics, setting up a 3rd and 15. Silva is looking deep downfield, and it is incomplete.
That's a good ball, though, still.
So Olean goes up top there on the 3rd down. They're going to bring the punting team out. They went all for nothing on that one. Tried to find the matchup they liked, but a good job by Jack Molino to fall back and to get into coverage and to break up the play. He did have a step on him, and
He's bringing 79 back.
I think Silva's just missed him a little bit of a short hopper on the pass there. So
Yeah, definitely had a little bit of hang time for Molino could come back into the play. They both receivers on these respective offenses, and he was able to tip the pass and fall incomplete.
and now a little bit about the rain and
It looks like we got a flag on the play, and it's going to be against Depew.
so.
Yeah, I
Depew
believe
had-
it's too many men on the field. I'm counting at least 12, 13 guys.
So, if I'm Olean, I think I'm still
12.
punting.
Yep.
All right. But I was just starting to say about the weather and the elements here. The rain coming down a little bit here down in Depew. Olean is driving into the wind right now.
Hey, somebody should be careful with it.
Depew is coming after the punt there. Olean got a free release on the gunner. And
That ball will now trickle down towards the 16, and we'll stop at the 15-yard line of Depew's territory. 85 yards down the field they go, and they're going to have to go down there quick to cut it quick.
yeah, but I've spent some years coaching down in B South and coached against Olean, and they've had a very good program. And I'll tell you what, that's always been a staple of theirs. Is they always motion that gunner over on the punt, all right, to try to get him on a free release to see if they don't adjust and you get somebody coming down. They try to pin you down towards the sideline and have both their gunners over there, and then they kind of just flush their coverage out the other way. It's a unique little scheme.
Peters under center, handing it off over to Pagano. He cuts to the right side, has some space. Now back up the middle, at the 40, at the 50. There he goes. Sayonara. No one's catching him. He is gone. Touchdown Depew. Put 6 on the board.
Christian Pagano, there you go. Like we talked about, the explosiveness of his running ability. Got the edge, put his foot in the ground, got north and south. 85 yards shaken for the touchdown there. So very, very great answer from Depew. They get a stop on their defense, and they're right back in this thing. And like we said, kind of a sleeper of a third quarter after such an exciting first half. Now here we are, and the fireworks have resumed.
All it took was one play, and they are now down by 1 score. They're going for the extra point to cut this down to 7.
Got it.
Yep. And the kick is good by Anthony Mackey. The senior kicker getting it done. 11:30 remaining in the game. 28-21 now in favor of Olean. And that big play by Christian Pagano going 85 yards to the house has shifted some momentum over. As we talked about in the third quarter, Depew's defense was very strong, leading, setting up 0 points for Olean's offense. And they've been strong so far. And if they keep it up, you could probably set up a chance to tie this game up.
Yeah, and again, you got a little bit of momentum. You got the home crowd behind you here, and you know what we have in it in a COVID situation. But you know, good turnout here in Depew, and always is, and one of the finer, classy football programs in Western New York. Depew has been for years, and you know, we talk about the legendary coaches like Frank Constantino, Dan McGrath, who's been here. You know, Brian Wilson before him, and Mark Dorenzo, who's been in this program for a long time. Depew has a long lineage of program coaches, of guys who have come up through it. You know, I mean, pretty much their entire staff is Depew graduates, minus Bob Mullen, the JV coach next to me, the only non-Depew graduate on staff. So very important to keep that tradition in-house here for the Wildcats.
A kickoff, and it goes right through the legs The Olean returner. It bounces to around the 8-yard line, and a missed unfortunate event. Tackled down by number 5, Alex Phillips. And with, it was impressive for Depew to go 85 yards down and one play. Olean has 95 yards to get towards the end zone.
Yeah, and again, it's a game of momentum. It's a game of runs, and Depew has it right now. So a big stop here on first down. That is just going to set their defensive intensity through the roof. So they just need to lock in, dig their heels in, play football, 11 hats to the football, and make some plays. Don't give up the big home run.
Excuse me, they're actually going to put the ball at their own 8-yard line, but nonetheless, 90-plus yards. Olean has to go to extend their lead, try to make it a 2-score lead. Trips to the left for Silvas, one to his right. Here's a snap, draw play. He'll motion to the right side, cut through to the outside. He's got space. He's going down the field and tackled down right at the 35-yard line. 27-yard gain. Big first down for Olean.
Yeah, so Depew came with a field pressure there, and they brought 2 guys off the edge, and they just ran the ball away, and they couldn't hold that. They couldn't hold that edge. So whenever you're going to bring a pressure from 2 guys from a side, you're probably going to slant to it, and if you do, you have to hold that edge, and they weren't able to hold that edge there. Quarterback did a good job of getting upfield. You saw Silvas there with the speed and his athleticism. For only a junior, has been very impressive tonight. It's my first look at him. He's been very, very settled, and it doesn't seem like any moment's really been that big for him. So he's kind of had a rough season start statistically. I know they had to play Maritime the opening game of the season, which is, charter school that can bring in kids from everywhere, and Olean is just Olean. So a little bit of a tough start to a very good football team. He's actually playing St. Francis on Monday. That should be an excellent matchup. Maritime Charter.
Here's the snap. Silvas looking to his right. Slinging it downfield. Double teamed, and it will fall incomplete. It looked like he might have had some control on the ball, but the ball ended up being jarred loose. Falls to the turf, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yep, Capitano and Alberti were on the coverage there, so they had both guys. But you could see the attack mentality from Olean. They wanted to go vertical, and they say, hey, we're going to take back control of this game here. So going to force them up to a 2nd down now situation. And Olean's going to put, again, trips into the boundary, look for a run to the weak side here.
So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Silvas. Another draw play, and stuffed immediately. He gains about a couple of yards, but this will still be a 3rd and about 8 or 7 coming up.
It's a huge play from Nick Walden, the sophomore, to be able to fold that back inside. Like I said, they were just putting 3 guys into the boundary to get Depew to flush their coverage over there, and they were going to just run a weak side play back to the field. They hit that twice earlier in the game for big gains. Depew was sitting on it that time, did a good job. 3rd down and 7 for Olean coming up here.
Yeah, Walden leads the team in Depew in total tackles. He also has 2 sacks on the year, tied with his teammate Seth Otremba. 3rd down and 7. Quick pass to the left side. It is caught around the 40. Trying to stay in play. Pantuzzo able to adjust to the right side, and he just has enough for the first down. Pantuzzo able to get some extra yardage for his team and keep the drive going.
Yeah, so very simple, just a little bubble screen out there. Great job stock blocking on the perimeter. Depew wasn't able to get off of those blocks. And like you said, Pantuzzo was able to sneak through and just get that first down there. So Olean putting together a nice little drive. And again, just very meticulous with their play calling so far.
So the clock's now at 9 minutes and 30 seconds and counting in this game. Only ends up on Depew 28-21. Just got a big first down from their guy, Nick Pantuzzo. Now Silvas.
They're going to that bunch play here. Watch out for that toss play.
You mentioned the bunch to the right. They have Pantuzzo in the backfield. Here's the snap. Rolling to his right. Silvas downfield. It is picked off. Intercepted by Depew. Number 21, Jesse Capitano. Well, the senior getting it done.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there, but a great job. Depew got pressure on the quarterback. Capitano was sitting on it, so usually you kind of overload with that bunch there, and Olean was trying to go back. I thought they were going to go to the toss play, and I guessed wrong there, but Depew sitting back on the pass and a huge pick there. So giving them good field position at their own 45. Let's see if they can avenge their previous fumble on that last drive. And put themselves in a position to tie the football game up.
That is Capitano's first interception of the season. In fact, the first one for the team.
Yeah, and again, what a great moment to step up and make it. So
Peters now under center. They'll give it over to Pagano. He tries to go to the right side, and he's immediately tackled down. I believe that was number, couldn't tell 100% sure who was on that tackle for Olean, but made a good stop wrapping Pagano down and only give him a yard.
I think it was Jamison Pittman who set that edge there, and they did a really nice job. Olean kind of slid their front to the weak side of it there, so they could kind of walk up into a 5-2 type of look, bring an extra guy on the line of scrimmage to help funnel that ISO play out.
Snap again. That gives to Westfield, and that one will give him a couple yards, inching towards the first down marker.
And a 3rd down and 7 here, so not exactly panic mode for Depew, but we'll see what they get here if they go to the spread. I would love to see them spread them out and go to the run game here, but this could be a bit of a situation. Depew.
Looks like we had initially an injury timeout. Westfield, I believe he was grabbing his left leg, but immediately gets up, and he's going to have to be taken off the field for a play because of it.
Yeah, so this is going to pretty much, I think, force them into their spread look here on 3rd down and 7. Looks like Westfield fine, walking to the sideline, no limp. A little upset that he couldn't get up fast enough, but I'm sure he'll be back in there soon enough.
Yeah, he's definitely livid. You can see it towards the sidelines.
3rd and 7.
So Depew bringing on a spread package here. Alberti coming in. And that looks like Jacob Goss coming in as well. Molino. Or correction, that's Capitano, not Molino.
Right about the spread. 2 receivers to the left. Here's the snap. They give it over to the left side. Spin move past the midfield marker and down towards the 46-yard line. The give over there to Carson Alberti, and this is going to be close. I'm guessing he's short just a couple inches.
They gave him a really nice spot. They're going to give it a first down. Very nice spot.
Very big first down for Depew. A nice jet sweep to the left side for Alberti, and gets enough for the first down.
And Alberti, a junior, one of the better wrestlers in Western New York, actually. He's an all-Western New York wrestler. He was a state placer the last time we actually had wrestling in New York State. So a really nice job to see him pick that up and fight for there. And a nice little spin move.
Chain. They got a problem with the chains.
So got a little bit of a situation here. They're trying to get the chains set up. So.
Chain gang having a little bit of a trouble. They're now back in their position, and we now resume play.
Apparently there was a problem with the link getting tangled up.
Jesse Capitano towards the right side, close to our broadcast booth. Hand off to Pagano, and he'll grab a couple yards, and the flag is on the turf. We'll see what this penalty goes towards.
There's a late flag, and it did seem like there was a lot of linemen around, so I think this could be on Olean. I don't think so. We're getting a little bit chippy down on the field, and we'll see what the call is going to be.
Clock stops at 7 minutes and 8 seconds. Our head referee will give the signal, and it looks like a target to the head, I believe.
Targeting penalty, yeah.
Against Olean.
Yeah, so that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. So that's going to move Depew up 15 more yards.
He's going to be gambling and blitzing. What do we got here, Jimmy?
So, and it looked like Pagano was kind of wrapped up in a pile there, 2 or 3 guys, and it must have been the next guy that came in that kind of got his helmet down, crown of the helmet, and hit him. So that's going to walk things up, and that is a huge swing for Depew.
So that ball will be placed at Olean's 30-yard line. First down and 10. All momentum has been shifted towards Depew, trying to knock on the door to tie this game up. Peters under center. Snap. Faking it to Pagano. Rolls out to the right. Has room. Has blocking he needs. Down to the 20. Down to the 15-yard line. Dix takes over one, and he's decked down at the 10-yard line. He gets hit hard, but it doesn't matter. It's a 20-yard gain. And a red zone opportunity coming up for Depew.
Did a great job. Chris Peters, again, like you said, the junior quarterback, very heady, makes good decisions, and that was something that, we got the JV coaches from Depew right next to us here. Aaron Ertles, one of the longtime legendary quarterbacks for the Wildcats, and was saying, hey, if it's there, run it, run it, run it, and there it was right there. So a great job for the offensive staff of the Wildcats to go back to that play. It was there earlier in the game, so hitting it right there, putting him in a good position down at the 10-yard line.
were running some kind of guard jet.
So we'll see what the Wildcats are going to come back in here. It looks
Jet motion.
So right now Peters under center again. He has Westfield and Pagano in his backfield. One receiver to his right and left. It gives now Pagano, and Olean sniffs it out. Gets some blitzing on the right side. They come through. I don't know where they initially spotted. They might have just gave no gain on the play.
and it just looked like it was a little inside counter play. So Olean defense doing a good job holding it up. So now you got a 2nd and long. In a tough situation because you're a goal to goal. You can't get a first down here. So you do have 3 downs to punch one in here.
Getting quick ahead there because, again, they came hard off the edge.
They got him
And
to jump
Olean
offsides.
jumps.
So Depew went to their heavier package there.
Off the left side, they ended up jumping one of the defensive end on the left side. 5 yards tacked on. And they will go now to the 5-yard line with 6:15 remaining.
So we'll see what Depew comes out with here again. Double tight, solid I formation, 3 in the backfield. Now's the time to punch it in.
Here's the snap. They give it to Pagano. Trying to cut a little bit to the left, and he's stuffed immediately back at the line of scrimmage.
Great fit from the Olean defense there. They were able to hold, and linebackers did a good job. And I believe that was Tucker in on the tackle. Tim Tucker, 6'2", 220-pound defensive lineman, coming down inside and fitting that up. So now we got a 3rd down and 5.
The clock keeps ticking. 5:30 remaining in the game.
They've been coming
So,
hard off the edge.
power
Just
T
gotta catch 'em
formation.
flat-footed.
Here's now the snap. To Pagano to the left side, and he's almost taken down. Now Pagano loses 5-6 yards on the play. He's able to break 1 tackle, but Olean came up immediately, 3 defenders to knock him down.
And it was actually Alberti they went with there. They were going to try to blast out the off the left side, the defensive edge, and Depew could not get that edge and run the ball up inside there. Play had to be bounced to the outside, and the Olean pursuit did a good job of running to the football and digging it out. So now you're faced with a 4th down and 10. And Depew, you're not in true desperation mode just yet, but it would be nice to be able to punch this one in here inside the 10-yard line. They have to score on this play. It is 4th and goal.
There we go. Spread formation. Snap by Peters. And I'll roll out. He'll try to scramble through. Trying to dive right in. And this is going to be very close. The ref initially has him down at the 1-yard line.
I think he's going to be short. They held, and Peters almost got through, ran, and just 1 yard short, and Olean was able to hold. So huge defensive stop for the Huskies.
So turnover on downs for Depew sets their defense out. But even though Depew could not punch in the end zone, Olean is pinned very deep in their own territory.
Yeah, on their own 1 yard line. So they're going to have to figure out a way to get out of here. Now, again, when you're a team that doesn't go under center often, the center quarterback exchange could be a bit of an issue, especially with the rain coming down a little bit here. So we will see what we get. Only going to come out in their own I formation, very similar to what Depew's been in the majority of the game.
You probably see he's running his quarterback a lot.
Here's the snap. And they give it right to the fullback, and he'll be stuffed. And the refs aren't moving anywhere. They'll give him no gain on the play.
Yeah, so best case scenario there you had for Depew. So Olean just trying to get out. But one of the things that's kind of an underrated thing, and again, it's been cleaned up a little bit over the last couple weeks, but the special teams aspect, you haven't had as much time to really devote to special teams because you haven't had the summer leading up to it. So teams just not a ton of time on the special teams. More importantly, situational special teams and punting out of a situation like this where you're backed up. You know, in a situation in my game last night where, you know, the team were punting backed up and it's like, did we go over, you know, make sure you don't get your heels too close to the end line. A lot of things that could go wrong in this situation here. So
They'll stay in that. They'll go with the shotgun formation. Trips to the right for Silvis, one to his left, and we'll get a flag on the play.
It's a delay of game, so it's going to back them up inches. But when you're at this point, inches matter. So that's going to back them up. Looked like Olean was going to try to spread them out. We'll go with that quarterback run play we were talking about. They had that trips into that short side of the field again, and they were going to try to run the quarterback up through. So we'll see if that changes their thinking, but it appears not, as Olean's going to come back out in that trip set.
They'll stay in the same formation on the prior play.
Hey, watch that fullback.
Olean does not have the numbers here.
Here's the snap. Silvis, he's taken down. It is a safety. And the momentum comes right back to Depew. They cut the lead down to 5, and they'll be getting the ball back.
So a couple things on that play. They did not have the numbers. Depew, instead of, like we said, they had 6 in the box. They were picking at them. That time they went cover 0. They had no safety help. They played man-to-man across the board. They had extra guys inside there, so they did a really nice job. Olean, recognizing that, tried to go boom or bust, okay? And it's a risk-reward play because, again, they're bringing heat because they have one more to block, hoping that they could get a matchup that they could pick on. And the Depew guys got through there. It did a pretty solid job. So now Olean's going to have to kick off from the 20-yard line and put Depew in a good position with 3:18 to go down and possibly win this game.
Like you mentioned, high risk, high reward. That's what Depew wanted to do. They took the risk, and it paid off dividendly for them.
So, we started out our game with 2 safeties last night. So it seems to be a recurrent theme around Western New York, I guess. So, we were up 4-0 in our game last night. Have you ever heard that in a football game? 4-0. No. So things you don't see very often, but hey, you don't get to see spring football very often either, so we're just very thankful we're out here tonight.
3:18 remaining. Depew down on Olean, 28-23.
He's got everything still at his disposal. He's been doing a great job.
So Depew's got timeouts and the ability to move the ball down the field and should have pretty good field position here. Oh,
here's the kick, and that one will trickle out of bounds. And I know normally on these kickoffs, the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line, but in this situation, when it's a safety, I'm curious where this ball is going to be placed.
I would take him back again. I would make him kick off from the 10-yard line. I mean, you're guaranteeing yourself better field position here, unless because they're kicking off from their own 20.
We just got to make sure we're getting that backside.
We'll see where they would spot this ball. Because technically, like you were saying, if you were kick off normally from 40, the ball would get spotted at the 35. You back it up 20. Maybe it's on the positive 45, which looks like where the officials are going to be, the 20-yard differential from the safety. Coach Dorinzo out there going over his options with the officiating crew.
I would make him kick.
And they do have the option to re-kick it too, but they would be pushed back, correct?
Yep, and I think Depew's going to take the ball at the 45. Ball will be placed on the left hash, so 3:18 to go. We found ourselves into quite a little good game here.
Yeah, there wasn't much to show in the third quarter as Depew and Olean went back and forth. No one was able to score, but Depew has been all over Olean in this game. In this quarter. Here's a snap to Pagano. Tries to use his blocking and will grab 3 yards on that first down run.
So, just, again, you have the ability, you have the time. You don't need to be in too much of a hurry right now. You have all 3 timeouts at your disposal. Do what you do. Don't need to deviate from your game plan very often. You have a timeout on the field.
And it's official timeout.
And I think we have an equipment thing. And this is big because that's the Olean middle linebacker that's coming off the field, Aiden Neno. So they could run the ball right here. Now you got, again, their middle linebackers on the sideline for this play. This could be very favorable.
Under center, here's a snap. The fake to Pagano, rolling out to the right. Peters trying to get the blocking at the 45 and the 30. He's down towards the 25, 26-yard line. Pack up 27 yards on the run for Chris Peters. Another big first down for the Wildcats.
So 2:44, nice play on the boot.
Get the play, call it in and get it going.
So Olean's in the middle of substituting.
Come on, get it called.
So clock just starting in right now. Chain's getting set. So 2:38 to go.
excuse me, it's actually a 17-yard run. Depew trying to knock it in with 2:30 and counting. The snap. Give to Pagano. Cuts right up the middle. Trying to get by through one defender, but he gets wrapped up by the legs. Credit him a 4-yard carry, 4 or 5-yard carry for a second down.
2:15, so Depew making some subs. And Pagano is going to come out on this play, so Alberti's going to check back in at running back.
Ball's placed at the 21-yard line, and we have it's like another official timeout.
The Olean player's down, so this is actually really big because this will allow Depew to kind of get settled down and see what they want to do. They didn't want to dip into their timeout bank just yet, but now with the Olean player down, it's going to give them the ability to kind of figure out, all right, let's get ourselves regrouped and situated here.
2:01 stops in this game. Olean up on Depew 28-23. We'll take a break in the action. You're listening to Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
Welcome back, everyone, to Western New York Athletics. Live here on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Here's the snap. Peters rolling out to the left, and he is sacked. He tried rolling out, tried to get by one edge rusher, but he's immediately tackled down by 2 Olean defenders, losing a couple of yards.
Yeah, and they tried to go to the boot to the field side that time. The linebacker did a good job of sitting in there, and so 3rd down and 9. We'll see what Coach Pagano's going to come up with here in the timeout. You know, I thought they've done a pretty nice job in the spread so far, protecting the quarterback, doing a good job up front in that aspect. So we'll see if that's something that they want to hit.
It's been a tremendous effort by Depew to inch their way back this game. They've cut it down to single digits thanks to a big touchdown in the 4th quarter, 85-yard rushing touchdown by Christian Pagano. And then just a couple minutes ago, we had a safety by Olean to set Depew up in great field position. But right now they got Depew in a little bit of a situation. They need 9 yards for a first down, but you know it's 2-down territory for them.
So Depew's going to come out in a heavier set, a stack eye look.
Yeah, I'd go right behind her, so what the hell.
Under center, the snap. Here's the fake, and the flag's on the play. And it's going to be a false start on Depew.
Left tight end got out of his stance a little bit early, so. And unfortunately, it's true. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 15 now, 3rd and 14. So. So, thinking that this is going to get into screen territory for Depew. We haven't seen them pull that one out yet, but now would be the time to do it. So. See what they come back here. A little bit of
big costly penalty moves back Depew's offense 5 yards. Peters has 2 receivers to his left and his right. Pagano motioning. They hand off the sweep to the right side. They try to get some blocking, and he is down right at the, looks like they'll stop him at the 23-yard line. Another timeout called by Depew.
So this is pretty much everything here now that you got 2 timeouts on the board here. So this will be a 3rd down and about 9, ball on the 24-yard line. So you got a lot of field to the wide side over there to the left. And we'll see what they get. Now you got to know that they got Pagano lined up as a wide receiver out here in these spread looks. So the ability to possibly get him the ball if you can find a little soft spot in the zone coverage from Olean. Olean does a nice job of kind of mixing up their coverages a little bit out of that too high look they like to run. So in any event, the game's about to come to shove here. So
Depew. One final play, trying to keep this drive alive and their undefeated season alive. Here's the snap. Looking to the left. Here's the throw. Hey, it's incomplete. Off the edge, number 59, Lucas Brushingham, is able to hit Peters down on the throw. It affected the throw. Line drive it incomplete, and it'll be a turnover on down with Olean with the ball with 1:11 remaining in the game.
yeah, and it's a tough ending, but a valiant effort from the Wildcats to battle back into the game. Olean showed that they're a team that's going to be pretty difficult to beat in Class B. Very impressive effort from the Huskies today. Very good job from their quarterback, Rayleigh Silvis, Jr., very impressive player. But a nice team, and always a very tough team when you play Olean. Olean's going to give you a dogfight, and that's a credit to Coach Vecchio and his staff. They do a very nice job with that and have for years.
So Olean's offense will come out once more to kill some clock and try to bring an end to this game. They'll move to 2-1 on the season, and as for Depew, they'll also move to 2-1 as well. Snap and a quick knee down.
So looking ahead on the schedule here, Olean Class B2, they're going to take on Albion next week. It'll be one of the longest geographical drives in Western New York, from Albion, New York, down to Olean, New York. So have fun for that one. And then next week, Depew is going to take on Maryvale, crosstown rivals. So Maryvale under new head coach Nick Todaro. So we'll see if the Wildcats can bounce back there. And Olean gaining a little bit of steam going into Albion, and then finishing up their season with Pioneer in a traditional Class B South rivalry, even though that's Class B is not geographical anymore, clearly from the Albion game that we had seen. But the Pioneer Olean game's always been a very entertaining one. So as was this one too. So very impressive game for the Olean Huskies, and hit some big plays. And again, they got some athletes that could possibly do some damage come sectional time if they could find their way into the dance. That showdown against Pioneer will be looming large.
So as the clock now strikes 0 on the board, this game is now official. On senior night, the final home game of the season for Depew, Olean comes in and hangs on, winning 28-23. Both teams are now 2-1 on the year. I want to thank you guys so far for tuning to this broadcast live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. For Sean Brusso, I'm Jacob Fox, saying so long from Depew High School. Have a great day, high school sports fans.